everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kylie, and today it's gonna be a little different. This is week 2 of the September vlog series, working on my final book for my Legend series, and I haven't vlogged yet this week, and it's Thursday. So I've been not bad. I have been writing. Words have been flowing, but I have not been vlogging because allergies / sleep schedule / schedule has been pretty messed up this week. So I have not really felt in a vloggy mood, and I'm not going to force myself to vlog when I want to put out good content. So with that being said, I have not just been idle. I have been working a lot on this final book, and I believe I'm going to get in 3 writing sprints of 20 minutes apiece tonight. So I'm excited about that. And in the meantime, you can see that I did the 6th, and then I took the weekend off, and then I wrote a lot the 9th and the 10th. The 11th, I didn't write. Didn't feel like writing, wasn't in the mood yesterday, but today I do plan to do 3 20-minute segments. So I have been productive, I have been writing, I have officially crossed over the threshold of my first 15,000 words, so that's exciting. I am at 16,001 words right now, so hopefully by the end of tonight I'll be at hopefully 17,500 to 18,000. So the closer I get to 20,000, the better, which is good. So I'm going to go ahead and do those word sprints. I'm going to insert them in a moment because I want to give you guys kind of an overview of the top 5 things I wish I knew before I started the process of being an indie author and releasing an indie series. So right now, I'm gonna do some magic, and I'm going to insert the word sprints down below. Go! So we have 828 words for the first writing sprint, and I am now on to chapter 13. So I will take a mini break, and then I will continue with the second writing sprint. So this is after number 2 of my sprints, and I'm pretty impressed. 11:51. Pretty happy with that. So yeah, on to the next, third and final. And my final word count is 518. I didn't get as much as I wanted, but I'm getting really tired, so I think I'm gonna go to bed. So I will transfer it back over to past me. Bye. And welcome back. So yeah, hopefully future self will have done a really good job of those writing sprints and be, just on it and get 700-800 words every single sprint, but who knows? We shall see. However, I did want to talk about the top 5 things I wish I had known before I had started to release my indie series. I was an eager little beaver, and I wanted so badly to just jump in and be a part of it all and indie publish, and I'm really glad that I did. The last 4 years have been super crazy, super long at times, super, I wish I would have done this, I wish I would have done that. But hey, you live, you learn. It's my first series, so it's kind of my baby, and I am learning with it. So number one is I wish I would have put myself on a budget. Big thing right there. Because number one will roll into number two. So for number one, I wish I had put myself on a budget because, and this is just my personal experience in the publishing world, for all of my covers, it costs me about between $165 to $180 to get everything. That's package deal with ebook, paperback wrap, audio cover, a profile picture, a promo picture, the title page, the little page breaker doodly boos that are really pretty that you put in your book, and a Facebook banner, yada, yada, yada. I get all of that for $165 to $180, and then that can go anywhere from that to $200, depending if I add a promo package on top of that. Then for my editor, it's my books are usually between 50,000 to 80,000 words, usually sitting around 65 to 70,000, and that's about $400 to $450,000 of editing, and that's for 2 rounds of edits with my editor. Before then, I do my beta readers. I have a really good couple of good author friends of mine who are very good at picking out grammar, punctuation, dashes are like the bane of my existence, but they're very good at being technical before they get to the editor. And then the editor, of course, the first round is she does more of a overall, plus if she catches something that doesn't make sense, she'll note it. And then the second one is more of a detailed, paying attention to the plot flow and picking up the little things of grammatical errors that she and I would have missed. That is the base cost for me. I have Vellum now. The formatter that I was using was very good, loved her, but it was about $100 per book. But now I have Vellum, so I don't have to use anybody. I invested in that. It's not as hard as you think. Vellum is super easy and user-friendly to use, and I highly recommend getting it. So yeah, right there is about, if you're keeping track, that's anywhere from $650 to $700 in and of itself. Then, if you want to do book tours or book blog tours, now I have had hit or miss with book blog tours. I have paid for a really middle grade service and gotten great response. I have paid for a very high service and gotten a very poor response. And I don't know if that's just how the market was swinging that time, but you can spend anywhere from $100 to $300 to $500 on promotion with book tours, book blog tours, book review tours, Flipper things online. They do like a countdown, like 5 days, 4 days with promo pictures, book cover reveal day and celebration, that sort of thing. So they do get expensive. There are other things that you could do as a writer, obviously, to market. We'll get into that in number 2. But then, of course, there's the ads budget, which when I started, I had no ad budget. And to be honest, I still don't have ad budget because it's a lot. It's a lot of money to just start to play with the algorithms, and I don't feel like I am ready because I have not taken any courses, I've done the surface level skimming. I've tested a few Facebook ads here and there, but I really don't feel that confident. But like I said, with the budget, that's a lot of money right then and there just to get your book indie published, and you pray to God that you make it back. So budget. Number one thing I wish I had known is budget, because if you're not budgeting yourself as a business, you're sucking money away from your normal everyday life, and that can become bad, especially if you have student loans, other such adult things you need to pay for. So budget. I would budget a good 6 months to a year in advance of what you need to do to put aside what you will need to have if you wanted indie publish. Number 2 thing I wish I had known before I had indie published is going hand in hand with the budgeting, and that is I wish I had known marketing strategies better. I kind of dove in head first actually, into very, rough water. It wasn't all bad. Like, I have had so much fun being an indie author, but when it comes to ads and algorithms, it's a very daunting task because it can be overwhelming, and it is overwhelming. So I still have not taken Mark Dawson's class, but I will. Hopefully next year I will be taking his class to kind of familiarize myself with Facebook and Amazon ads. And yeah, trying to learn. I just took a course, more basicer. Can I even English? A basic course by Sarah Cannon, called Publish and Thrive, which is really, really helpful on the promotional and the marketing standpoint of just the little things that you could do, from newsletter swaps to getting a certain mailing list, that sort of thing, to self-promote in the quiet ways that way, which was very helpful, and that I really enjoy. I would more enjoy doing than throwing a bunch of money at things. I know they work. I know they're amazing for visibility and things of that nature. But again, if you don't have a budget and if you're not really, making it as an indie or whatnot, learn your marketing strategy. Number 3 thing I wish I had learned before I published my book. Don't ever get involved with vanity publishers. If you have to pay your publisher to do things for you, that's a big red flag. And at the time, I was not aware. This publishing house seemed very good, organized, knew a lot, did a lot with writers, did a lot with blogging and that sort of thing. And while it was a good experience, I had no control. I was kind of pigeonholed into giving my book to an editor whom was not my editor, who wanted to literally change my entire story, told me that I couldn't do a multitude of things that I have done in my books that the readers really love and they adore about it, and because it wasn't cookie cutter or wasn't the way that the formula should be. It should probably be number 1 on the list of beware of vanity publishers. Like, do not get involved with vanity publishers, because then you have a whole other fight on your hands once you sign that contract to try and get out of it. I got very lucky with mine. Thank you, Jesus. Oh my gosh, let me out of here. So be aware of vanity publishers, folks. Vanity, it's in the name. Don't do it. Number 4 thing I wished I had known before I started my indie career is newsletters. I had a website. I got a very rough website done. I already had one for my audiobook stuff as well as acting, but I added the author to it as well. But I learned about a year after my career as an indie author about newsletter signups, and I missed out on all of the new hype that I had for my first book, with all the people that got it in KU or downloaded it, or I gave away so many books free for ARCs to try to just get people to share and enjoy and review that sort of thing, because ARCs are free. But needless to say, I missed out on that opportunity. I am currently using MailChimp. I like it. It's pretty easy, user-friendly to use, but I might be looking to switch over to MailerLite. I don't know. But yeah, definitely learn how to set up your newsletter and how to link it to either your Facebook page or your website in the back of your books, back of your ebooks. That way that new readers can connect with you and keep up with your newsletter. It's something I have been horrible at, really, really horrible at, but I need to get better at it. It's definitely a great tool to draw people in and keep people interested and to keep people abreast and up to date, especially if you're writing a series. Which brings me to number 5 things I wish I had known about writing an indie series. If you're going to write an indie series and if you're going to be an indie publisher, I'm a little torn on this topic. You need to write at a good pace. I'm not saying you gotta release every 3 weeks or you gotta release every month. You need to make sure you are on a good release schedule and let your readers know. At the time I wrote Set in Stone, my first book of the Legend series, I was pretty confident that I was going to get the first 3 books done that year, starting in April and then every quarter after that. That didn't happen because I got married and then I moved, had to get ready for a move, and I quit my full-time job to start doing audiobooks full-time from home. Make plans, God laughs. So I released my second book a year after or at least 8 months after my first. And the one thing in the indie publishing world that they will tell you is that it's a fast-paced world, which is true. But I err on the side, write at a comfortable pace so you don't sacrifice quality for quantity, and let your readers know. Engage them on your social media, engage them in your newsletter, let them know, hey, I do this as a part-time thing. I work full-time, I'm a full-time mom, or I'm going to school right now, so you might get a book every 6 months from me. So long as they know they love your writing, they'll be fine. There'll be some people who forget about you. There'll be some people who walk away from the series. There'll be some people who want the next book in the series.
Now, Brandon Sanderson, I'm looking at you. I'm waiting for the next Stormlight Archive book. I need it. Today.
But as an author, I understand that books of that scope take time. Readers sometimes don't understand that because they're so in love with your characters and they want it now, and they're like, oh, we want more of this world, which is fantastic. But you are a human and you can only work as much as humanly possible. And there are only so many words that you have in your day. As women, we do speak on average a crap ton more than men, but writing wise, we all have our cap. We all have our cap as authors. Wherever your cap is, don't feel bad about it. Don't feel like you have to release every month as an indie. I'm actually right now setting myself up for my next series to be a success, we hope, because I will be releasing every few months. So every 2 to 3 months, depending on how many books I get done before 2020. I have 2 books written, a novella written, and I'm in the first quarter of the 3rd book being written right now after I finish this monster. So set yourself up for success. Don't be pressured. Don't sacrifice quality over quantity. That would be very bad. Because when you write a book, your readers expect things of you. So do not, as much pressure as it may seem, you want to give them what their expectations are. For your writing prowess, for your style, for your voice, for your genre, for everything. So those are the 5 things I wish I had known for realsies before I started this crazy indie journey. It's been great. It's been wonderful. I'm super excited to wrap up the series that I am writing, and I'm really, really looking forward to moving on to the next one, and looking forward to moving on to a completely different genre and looking into getting hybrid published. I love this. I wouldn't be doing anything else. I am extremely lucky to work from home as an audiobook narrator. But you can do this, even if it's a part-time thing, a nighttime thing, a squeeze it in at your lunch break thing. You can totally do this, especially if it's something you're really, really passionate about. So sorry for the quick vlog this week. Hopefully, like I said earlier, I will have 2 videos up next week, a regular sit-down chat video, and then my 3rd week vlog. So yeah, I will let you guys go, and one love, you guys.